It's that time. It's that time to get on that grind. It's Monday Night Raw, real estate style. What's up, y'all? We got to get this show popping tonight. We got a good show for you tonight. We got Byron Holman, Byron the investor, coming on, going to drop some jewels on us, coming out of Texas. And we got a lot of other stuff coming up the following weeks. So go ahead and put your name in and where you're coming in from, and we'll give you a shout out before we get started with the show. Also, let me give a few brief announcements. What up, what up, what up? Yeah, we're streaming live on Instagram right now, temporarily for the first 10 minutes or so. We're streaming live on YouTube at Chris Monroe STL. We're streaming live on Periscope at my new page called Chris Monroe Show. Had to make a new page for Periscope. We're streaming on Chris Monroe Show on Facebook, my personal page on Facebook, and the Woke Real Estate Investors page on Facebook, a free Facebook group that if you haven't joined it by now, you sleep. So like I said, go ahead and put your name in and we'll give you a shout out. So let's see, what do we got coming up next week? That's March the 9th. We'll be talking about stacking your deals up. We'll be talking about stacking your leads, stacking them up, stack your list for maximum efficiency. You know, you pull all these lists and you're like, well, how do I do this? And how do I do that? We're going to give you some tools and some guidance to help you get your list right. Let me take this thing off the bottom of here. One moment. We got that text thing scrolling. There we go. Boom. Looks better now. So that's what we're going to be doing next Monday night, March the 9th, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in live for that. That's next Monday. The following week, we'll be on with Real Estate Rude. Chris Rude, might have saw him on with Grant Cardone, or you might have saw him on the internet talking that real estate talk. We're going to bring him on. He's going to be talking about how to get the skills to get the deals, because a lot of people don't realize that it does actually take skills to get deals. Hold on one moment. Yeah. All right, so you got to click this, get the skills to get the deal. So that's the way to do it. You go ahead and get that there, and you actually, it takes a skill set. You know, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to send out some marketing and everybody going to give me their house. It don't work like that. You got to have some skills, some negotiation, some, know how to talk that talk and walk that walk. And then also we got coming up, stretching out into that on March 30th, I got my bro Real Estate Diddy coming on March 30th, 7 o'clock Central Time. You know he's a big time closer. Be sure to be here for that. That's going to be hot for show. You know we're going to kick it down good with that, my bro. And also, let's see here. What do we got on coming up in April? On April the 6th, you know how we've been going in on all of these different strategies, on all of these different ways to do deals and be advanced. We're going to break it back down to the basics, wholesaling houses for newbies. The leader of that group, Corey Nicole, is going to come on and help us out with getting some basics down. Because I know a lot of times I'm talking to people and they're like, man, it's way past my head. So make sure you're tuned in. If you're watching now on YouTube, bang that bell to know when we go live. We also do a lot of other videos live on Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on IG yet, you're definitely asleep, because I do my live seller calls right there where I'm talking to sellers, right there where we're negotiating deals live in full effect. And we do sometimes house walkthroughs, or should I buy or say bye-bye. I know a lot of you like that stuff when we put that out. So make sure you're tuned in for that. So we got definitely some good stuff going. So you know what time it is? It's time, y'all, to get this thing popping.
And we have And we have Mr. I Stay Woke. And Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. You know, we bringing in some heavy hitters, like I just said. So let's see who we got up in here first. I see we got, let's see, Byron the investor in the green room on standby. What's up, Robert? He said he'll be watching. Let's see who else we got up in here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Giving me the eyeballs. That mean you woke, or do that mean you're broke? Tell me something. Who is this here? Stay woke. What up, Rick? What up? What up? Big D in the building. I see you. I see you. What's up? What up, though? Chris Jackson making it happen down in Texas as well. Charlie Weber. Hey, howdy. Back to you. Let's see who else we got here. Trying to stay woke. Good evening. That's right. We got to stay woke, y'all. Get them papers padded up. Get them checks coming in. Let's see here. Ashley. What's up, Ashley? Good to see you down in Houston. She in Houston too. Look at that. All the Houston representatives coming in. What's up? Baton Rouge stepping in. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see. We got a lot of people in here. So like I said, if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a share, and we'll get some more people up in here because we only almost got, what, 28 people? I know we can do better than that. What's up? Greetings from NYC, New York, big city of dreams. My man, what's up with the Nuggets? You know it. Milwaukee in the building. So like I said, without further ado, I'm going to bring in my brother from the South, Byron, the investor.
Good.
What up, bro?
Good. What's good?
Hey.
I'm happy to be on, man.
Yeah, man.
I love that intro, man, by the way.
Yeah, you got to get you fired up, get you motivated. Make you feel like, say, yeah, it's on.
I got excited. I didn't even know what was going on. I was ready to talk, man. I'm glad you muted my my mic.
So you finna be going live. You finna start spitting something?
I was gonna turn up. I was gonna turn up right there on that beat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was gonna happen.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So for people who may not know, who may be under a rock, who is Byron the Investor? Give a little background on who you are, bro.
Man, Byron the Investor. Byron the Investor is a local investor out here in Houston, Texas. We primarily focus on the Houston and surrounding city areas. We have not started getting, well, we do a couple virtual JV kind of deals every now and then, but for the most part, we are local to Houston. The thing is, and I don't even think we've tapped as much of the market as we possibly can, even though a lot of people say that you can't do millions in one market. I would disagree. Houston is a pretty big market. And so we are doing some great things here in Houston. I do have a partner by the name of Brian Rigbu. Y'all may know him, House Brian. And we just been trying to turn up out here in Houston, man. Now, in terms of my background, I am a nurse by trade. I still work maybe like 1 or 2 days a month, maybe 3 or 4 every now and then. And I'm an administrator there. So I do have a background in running stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I like to run stuff.
So you was a born boss.
You know what? I wasn't a born boss. I can't even take that credit because I had to learn to be a boss. And I didn't know all of the dynamic. Matter of fact, making that transition from a wholesaler, right, and doing my own thing to being a boss was kind of, I ain't like that. For one, I didn't make as much money, as I initially did. Now that's another thing that we need to probably touch on too. That transition phase, right? Mm-hmm. And then also I feel like now I've become more of a counselor / coach / motivational speaker / problem fixer and psychiatrist.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that's what that is.
Wow. So a lot of the skills that you learned from your regular job was easy to just transfer right on over into this real estate, huh?
They were. Because, being a nurse, the good thing is, I deal with, not to say that my people have got psych issues, but I'm just saying you do have those skills and you develop that level of patience, right? And that worked even with a lot of sellers. Cause you may know, you go on a couple of these appointments and you try to close some deals. These people will test your patience. You understand what I'm saying? So having those skills to be able to, being able to not cuss somebody out when you feel like it. That's a skill. A lot of people don't understand that's a skill because, they will push you to that point a lot of times, especially when you trying to get deals closed. The seller's going crazy. They're going AWOL. The buyer's going AWOL. Trust me. So having those skills definitely helped me out a lot for sure.
How long have you been doing wholesaling and or real estate now?
Man, I've been in wholesaling going on like 2.5 years, about 2 years, man.
So you still a baby?
I'm a baby. I'm a baby. I'm not a baby to business though. So I don't like people to compare, where I'm at, you know what I mean, to where they at and think that, don't get it twisted. Like I've been a serial entrepreneur all my life. So when I transitioned, you understand what I'm saying, to this, it wasn't, I was full steam ahead just as soon as I started,
Yeah, and that's kind of what helped me too, because I was already hustling and flipping stuff, selling
Yeah.
furniture, collectibles, and when you already got the hustle spirit and you can sell and you can close, it's like, oh, just selling some paper. What?
That's it.
I'd have sold cars and all type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. Marsha Ray says she a nurse too. Shout out to all the nurses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she said, I'm a nurse too. Nurse gang strong.
Yeah, man, we in here.
We need them now for this coronavirus.
Hey, for real, man.
You think that's going to have any effect on the people with the real estate business at all? You think that's going to have an effect on us?
A positive one, you know what I'm saying? A positive one. Bro, I think, it's a lot of people listen to like a lot of doom and gloom right about the economy. Like, honestly, and I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm just impervious to any economic downturn, upturn. It don't even matter to me, man. I feel like if you a real, true hustler, you're going to get it out the mud no matter what. You know what I mean? And I think, honestly, when the economy is worse, man, I think it's even more opportunity. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. Like, it's always opportunity. And the more property you own, that's why I'm heavy on owning property now. You know what I mean? You even become even more impervious to economic changes because you're creating your own economy. So That's why I'm at with it now.
So you kind of still doing a lot of wholesaling, or you looking for cherry picking ones you want to pick out, or do you have a number, say buy one, wholesale 3, or how do you do it?
I thought about that, but mostly what I do is anytime I get a deal that makes me feel kind of stupid, if I sell it, I keep it. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I feel like, wait a minute, I'm finna wholesale this. I bought this house for $5,000. Like, and the ARV on it is about $150. Wait a minute. No. I need to go ahead and keep this. So I keep those properties. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times I get a lot of wholesalers that hit me up and be like, man, you buying properties? Yeah, I am, but not at the price you selling them at 9 times out of 10.
Right. I mean? So we done got used to the wholesale price.
Yeah. I didn't see him behind the curtains. And once you see behind the curtains, you know how the sausage is made? Yeah, you ruin. You're ruined.
I tell people that, I say, you got to be, you can't go pay the middleman all the time. You got to be the middleman. And once you figure out that, hey, why am I paying an extra 10 or 15 grand on a deal where I could have just found the deal myself and bought it,
Exactly.
Makes sense. So you say you've been doing it about 2.5 years. You shifted more so from doing all wholesale to trying to keep a few of them. How many properties you holding now?
Right now I got 5. And I'm actually in the process of getting those fixed up because so most of them are actually on one block. So I'm buying like an entire block. My plan is to buy the rest of the block once I, just get all of the legalities sorted out, because it's like a lot of family dynamics and it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. So I got so right now so basically I'm trying to just buy that whole block. So matter of fact, I was talking to one of the guys that owns some land over there, and I may even I've been reaching out to Chris. I don't know if he's serious or not. You know what I mean? He just, how you meet people when they talking. You know what I mean? They be like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna help you, man. I got you." And then you hit them up, and then
then they be
I
like,
don't know if it's one of those situations. You know what I mean? But if it ain't, we're gonna build that block. We're gonna build that block together. You know,
but that's smart though.
Yeah,
I mean that's smart, because there's some places here, especially like in St. Louis, where houses you can't almost give them away $2 grand, $3 grand. Like, man, just buy the whole block, buy about 50 of them, and you bring the values up.
Exactly, and that's the plan. And this is in a newly gentrified area, right? So there ain't really a lot of activity going on. So I figure I'm just buy everything that I can on that whole street, right? Before everybody get the wise idea, I'm just buying everything. And then what I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna start building, but at that point, I'm gonna own everything. So it's like you can't just go jump the prices way up on me like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm
gentrifying it yourself.
I'm gentrifying. Yeah, exactly.
Self-gentrification, baby.
Self-gentrification. You know what I mean? And the cool thing is I'm holding on to the property, so I'm not gonna flip it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take it, from us and then go throw it to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it right here with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That's smart.
yeah.
That's smart. That's smart. So that's the good thing to, start trying to hold on to property, because I don't want to wholesale nothing no more. Almost that's bad. I mean, I be looking like, how can I stay in the deal?
Exactly. And that's another thing we're actually getting ready to transition to, Brian and I, because we're actually infusing, and I'm going to be talking about that whenever we go into the paperwork aspect. We're interfusing wholesaling and creative finance.
Yes.
I'm really, really excited about some of the things that we're getting ready to do on that front too, because that's going to open up a new market. We're already kind of changing things with the way that our business model is set up, because for people that normally do the type of numbers that we do, they typically have like an office, right? Everybody has like an office. They got the dong, the big bong things, they ring them. You know what I mean? Exactly. So my thing was, it was like, do I really want to leave a job to go create another one? You understand what I'm saying? So for us, and then also we wanted to kind of be in a position to recruit some of the best talent in the world. We don't want to be limited to locale, right? When it comes to recruiting talent. So that's why we're not going to have an office. We're against that. We're going to find some of the best, absolute best talent in the world. And we're going to create some of the most robust systems, right? Because that's the thing, like when you have less monitoring, right? You have to increase your systems in order to control things,
right?
So to speak. You know what I mean? So what we've developed, we've focused mostly on creating extremely robust systems, and then also, but at the same time, allowing people to have the maximum amount of time freedom. Therefore, I can be on vacation in Bali, right, and still close 100, 150 in a month.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I won't be mad.
You know what I mean? So that's what we that's kind of where we at with that. On top of course, trying to build my own little Monopoly game. You know what I mean? Like,
so it sounds like you trying to do more. How do y'all use virtual assistants, or everybody local, or how do you do that part?
So we do have virtual assistants, but the only virtual assistant that we really have right now is really from here. So he's Filipino, right? And but he used to live here, right? And then he moved to the Philippines to be closer with his family. And he is a beast. When it comes to running numbers, he's kind of quasi CFO. The guy helps with running all of the numbers. Like, I mean, and when I tell you, we run numbers. We don't, we don't skimp when it comes to, because we have to, right? Because we're a company that kind of thrives on time freedom, right? We want everybody to be able to close deals at their own convenience that work for our company. But you got to understand, we got acquisitions managers that we got an acquisitions manager that probably did about, maybe about 20, 30 grand last month. Yeah, we got acquisition. We got lead managers making crazy numbers. Lead managers, acquisitions. But it's great because the people that work for us get big checks. We get big checks. And then at the same time, we all have time freedom.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I could agree with that. So it sounds like you say building up that team is very essential, and hiring good talent. Now I know that's very important. Really, I think that's one of the hardest things in business in general that I've ever came across in business, is having good people who work for you or good people who work with you, either one. What are some of the ways that you go about finding and or training these people up to make them strong killers like you?
So this is what I found, you know what I mean? Because we went through quite a bit of people, right?
Oh yeah.
And what I found is this right here. You really don't make great people, man. You don't make great people. You can't inspire people to be great. I've given up on that. You can't motivate people to be great. They have to already be great. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is you cannot. So what this is what I do. This is my process now. And I've gotten better and better at it over the years of hiring. And then also, with what I do as an administrator at the hospital, I going through people and recognizing those talents is something that is critical. So now what I do is I have my core values, okay? And I don't bend those. You know, we have a set core values, and if that person embodies those core values naturally, then they may be a fit. I don't care if you're the most knowledgeable. You know what I mean? We just hired a new dispositions manager, and I clean up a lot of her mistakes, right? All the time, right? And I love it. I love it because she represents the core values. To me, the core values are the 100% most important, because you could teach the knowledge. You get what I'm saying? But you can't teach core values. You can't teach certain levels of integrity, certain levels of hustle, certain levels of shark. You can't teach that. You understand what I'm saying? So
we got sharks floating around us right now.
Exactly. You can't teach it. You can't teach a shark how to be a shark. They gotta have that in them. You born that way. So So my philosophy now is, I don't teach. I'm not. If I gotta motivate you, you may not be on my payroll long.
So you quick to hire and quick to fire? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm not quick enough to fire. You know, I've been a little slowful. I'm just being open and honest. You know what I mean? I haven't fired as fast as I've needed to. Now I fire faster. I get better and better because, look, you know, people have livelihoods. You build relationships, friendships. We're a small company, so when you fire somebody, it sting. You feel it. You know what I mean? So I'm not finna sit up here and act like, you know, I'm Donald Trump around here. You know what I'm saying?
You're fired.
I'm not. I haven't gotten that skill of hardcore, just absolute ruthlessness yet. But I'm working on it because I think it does. You do need a certain level of ruthlessness in order to find good people. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. It really is. If you think about it like this, right? I look at it like a basketball team. How often do they hire, trade to get the best people?
Yeah, pretty often.
So for me, you know, I'm getting to the point to where I want to get to that level to where I can legit, you know, be on some, you know, the Lakers. I want to be the Lakers. You know what I mean? Wholesaling. You know what I mean?
The Lakers of wholesale, the real estate Lakers in this mud.
Exactly.
So if y'all get any kind of value from this, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. My bro dropping knowledge on here. Also, Byron, I wanted to ask you, so when you get these people, you said you really can't train them up to where you want to. I mean, you could train them, but you really can't inspire them and motivate them. So you're always hiring. Is that what I'm hearing? You're just always hiring?
Actually, we've gotten kind of good at the hiring process. We are always hiring. We're actually hiring right now. We're hiring for acquisitions managers right now. We're looking for a dispositions assistant because, you know, So we definitely hiring for people, and it's a great job. You know, you can make about 6 figures. You know what I mean? So, and you can write your own check. So, and plus we pay salary too, you know, in these new positions, we're going to be paying salary as well. So, man.
You know, it's a lot of people looking at this now. They're going to watch the replay too. They're going to be flooding your inbox. So are you not hiring locally, or they can be anywhere in the United States as long as they got an internet connection?
So right now we're hiring locally, but we're planning on expanding. Okay. So right now we're our focus at this point is perfecting our systems to a point to where we could just easily just roll them out. And it's not that we haven't perfected the wholesale side of it. We're planning on doing some creative finance fusions into the mix. We're going to be mixing some owner finance, some hotels, raising private money. It's a lot of infusions that are going to be taking place, which is going to increase the complexity of our business. But at the same time, you know, the bag is going to increase as well. So we're still in the phase of systematizing all of that stuff. And again, that's another thing about working virtually like the way we do. Training is one of those things that's a lot harder to get done whenever you're not right there in the office with that person every single day, you know, banging out new information. So,
Yeah, so it could definitely be a big deal because I mean, because people ask me all the time, yeah, I got a creative deal, I want a JV. I'm like, well, we could kind of JV a wholesale deal, but when we start talking about holding property, that's kind of a long-term relationship. That's not like, maybe we could split a fee or do something on the front end, but as far as long-term holds, somebody got to be, hey, I'm responsible for the house. Or you got to say, yeah, I want to be buddy with you for life until we sell this house. And, you don't really want to get into bed with anybody like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Come up with an STD. You know what I mean?
Something you don't want to have.
Yeah, you can't throw it back. You be old, man. You know,
better wrap it up, baby.
Yeah,
So that makes sense. All right, Byron. So to get into the paperwork, when it comes to real estate paperwork, how important is it to have the right paperwork?
It's absolutely it's vital. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do not take it as serious as they need to. And that's what I'm finding. The good thing is that I do get a chance to JV with a lot of people because we out here. So, and I find so many flawed things on paperwork, and I know that a lot of people are taught, hey, just get in there, just do it, it'll work itself out. But no, you don't want to just do anything, because what's happening is all of those little mistakes, eventually they catch up with you, and then it tarnishes the whole brand of what we do, right? And I don't want to be put in a situation where the government has to come and regulate what we're doing. I want the government out of our business as much as possible. You
be like Illinois. Be like, you can't wholesale but one deal every 12 months or some old crap.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what happens when the paperwork ain't right, or when the business structure ain't right. All of those kind of things start to happen. People get misused and abused, and it just goes wrong. So for me, paperwork, that's why right now on my website, I do a lot of giveaways. You know what I mean? I give away a lot of paperwork that we use, right? That I know is 100% legit, and it's not going to get you in trouble. Matter of fact, it's probably going to save you a lot of headache. You know what I mean? Because our paperwork is time tested, right? It's not just a lawyer drafted up some stuff that may work for this situation or may work according to his philosophy. No, this paperwork works according to problems that we've dealt with.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm talking about?
So you have to address something before it happens.
Exactly. Or I got stung extra hard because I didn't do this right. So now this fixes that. You know what I'm saying? So it's critical that, of course, that you get the right paperwork or have a real understanding of what you actually getting people to agree to and what you're agreeing to. A lot of people don't even know what they're agreeing themselves to.
You're right about that. Just sign anything like that. I wouldn't sign a Daffy Duck on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any particular document that you feel is more important than others, or they all have equal weight? What do you feel about that?
What's that?
Any particular document? Do you think the purchase and sales agreement is the most important, or the assignment agreement, or is there another document that you feel like is the most important, or they all pretty?
I would say the assignment agreement is important. Because some deals you're not going to use an assignment agreement. Some deals you're going to have to use a purchase agreement, right? You may have to do a double close, right? Sometimes when you have a realtor in the mix, right, you may have to do a double close, or you do an assignment, and then you have to write in the special provisions what you're going to pay that realtor. Different situations like that, because that is a lot. Because now, with finding buyers, a lot of people are going through realtors, right? So realtors don't have a thorough understanding of what we actually do in the wholesale space. So a lot of times, most of the confusion sometimes will come from your realtors if you don't have your paperwork tight and can explain exactly what you're doing, especially when you're doing something like an assignment, right? So you definitely want to have space to be able to write in that realtor's commission and different things of that nature. And somebody asked a question real quick, how many properties?
A bunch of them. I'm going to go through them all. Because it's about 40 of them. I see y'all loaded up. They put a lot of questions in here. They finna ramshack you.
Yeah. We're gonna get to it.
So if y'all have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll get to every one of them before we get off of here. And so you said the assignment agreement. So very important. That's one of the most important. I agree with that, because you know, a lot of people just assign something over and they ain't even got the earnest money or the non-refundable, and just don't be signing over like money, man.
Yes, indeed. And another thing too, I'm gonna drop a gem on y'all, and actually we just updated our assignment agreement on my website. This is another thing that we've run into. You know, again, you're running into problems and having a release of earnest money along with your earnest money. So, I mean, along with your assignment. So what we're doing now is a lot of title companies don't accept just your non-refundable assignment agreement on that one agreement. They want you to have a separate release of earnest money, okay, agreement as well. So what we did on our new assignment agreement is we have it all together. So when that buyer signs your assignment agreement, they're also signing the release of earnest money and who that money is to be distributed to. And in the state of Texas, you can't release earnest money without having that actual real release paperwork signed separately.
So you went on and added it to the document like an intelligent person would do, and have it already ready to go.
Exactly. Again, this ain't no lawyer that drafted this up. These are problems.
Yes.
These are problems that they drafted it up. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the difference.
Yeah, because I have my purchase and sales agreement, you know, the original document we lock it up with a seller with, it already gives an additional 90 days to clear title issues in the event some come up. So we don't have to go back and say, can we get an extension? It's already built in. And a lot of people don't know that you should have something like that in your paperwork.
Exactly. And that's one thing. Another thing we have in there, we have a lot of people know, and a lot of people love it. They kind of made me a little famous. You know what I'm saying? On the paperwork side of things, is that I had a forever contract. Our purchase agreement is essentially forever. You know, I mean, we're gonna be in this thing like a marriage, in the sense that if it is some title work that comes up, you protect it. You don't have to go back to that seller and renegotiate. The way we had that paperwork set up is it reads, this agreement is to close on or before date listed in paragraph 9. If it doesn't close, or if there's some title issues that come up, that prevents us from closing, and we're going to close 30 days after all title work is complete.
Wait a minute. After all title work is complete. That's the key word.
Yes, indeed. And that right there, listen, that has saved so many deals. How do I find that out? Because I've been burned on that. Listen to this. Imagine this. You go and you lock up a deal, right? You go to that seller's appointment, right? And that seller is super excited. They're like, man, you're going to buy my house for $20,000? You're going to give me $20,000, right? And they super excited. You leave, the ARV on this thing is like 150. You know you're going to be able to sign that joint for like 50. You're going to make like 30 grand, right? And then come to find out, the seller hits you back like a week later, or when you send it to the title, they tell you, well, you know, whatchamacallit don't own this property by itself. He got like 8 other siblings. Now you gotta, now the one that you've been talking to the whole time, he can't even sell you the property. You get what I'm saying? So, and your contract you only for 30 days or however long it is, right? And then now how long is it gonna take to clear that title? Man, with that many siblings, it could take you 6 months to just to get all of the title work complete. And now
one of them might say, you know what? I don't think I want to sell.
I don't like the price of $20,000. That sounds like a scam.
We just got one like that said, I don't want nothing to do with the house, and I ain't signing nothing.
I ain't signing.
Done
so
deal.
What you do with that? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? And you ain't got but 30 days, and you and nobody ready to agree. So what happens is when you have your paperwork together, again, when you have your paperwork together and it's robust, you don't have to deal with that, because now you got a forever contract. You got a Byron forever contract, and you good. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna be smart in a situation like that, and you're gonna get you a memorandum too. And you're gonna throw that memorandum on that thing, and you're gonna and if the family members get too smart, you're gonna quietly and politely let them know, listen, Mr. Seller, you know, I understand your frustration, but we have an agreement here, and you're not gonna be able to sell this property with anybody else. I've recorded it with the title company and with the state and the county. So You won't be, if you take it to a title company, they're going to tell you to go right back to Byron the investor to get whatever business y'all had sorted out first, sorted out. And it's such a gratifying feeling whenever that seller has to come back to you with that humble pie.
They humble pies of mud.
Yeah, with the face. The whole conversation be completely different. They be extremely arrogant on the phone with you at the beginning, telling you about what they're not gonna do and what they are gonna do, and then they had to come on back to you and with that humble pie situation.
And break that down for people who may not know. I mean, we call it deal insurance or memorandum of agreement. What is that? How does that protect you when you trying to buy a house?
So the memorandum, great question. The memorandum, what that is basically it notifies the world, okay, essentially, that this property is in the process of being purchased. Now, the reason they instituted this particular document is because what sellers would do before they had this document is they would take buyers' money, okay, right? And you would have buyers that will be coming in from out of town. They be relocating to move, and it's a lot of expense that go in there. Especially the buyers would have to get appraisals done, inspections done, all these different things that cost tons and tons of money. Plus, make plans, change jobs, and come to find out, the seller be like, "I sold it to somebody else for $1 more." Sorry, no, you can't be
$1. So you telling me they'll sell you out for a whole $1?
For a whole $1. You got sellers like that. So the government said, no, that ain't right. So they instituted the memorandum, and the memorandum protects buyers in the case of a seller trying to go behind your back and steal your deal, or another lazy hustle investor going behind your back trying to steal your deal. And usually if they got any kind of education in terms of the investment space, you mention that real quick to them, and they'll tell you, "Oh, okay, all right, I know I can't mess over this dude. He know what he's doing. Let me go on to the next."
He ain't no lightweight.
Even though a lot of lazy hustlers they don't be knowing no better. Some of them will still try to take your deal. You got to let them know, look, man, you can't take the deal, bro. You know what I mean? Any title company you go to, as soon as they run that title, they're gonna see Byron Investor. They're gonna see me pop up just like Santa Claus.
Ho, 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 give my money, man.
Exactly.
So have you been able to use that memorandum and actually get a check from something like that?
Oh yes. I've used it several times. Most times though, honestly, I usually don't. Sometimes it depends on the seller. Okay, so if that seller is legit and something may have happened to where it was a legit reason as to why we had to separate, then I give them, I give them their property back. I ain't in it for I'm not in it for memorandum money or even earnest money. I'm taking earnest money. That's not, to me, that's a lazier form of hustle. I do believe it's necessary sometimes, but I'm not in it for that particularly. I would rather do business with you or not do business with you. And honestly, I ran into a lot of that when my rapport skills weren't as good, or when I was dealing with like the the pre-foreclosures. Now, pre-foreclosures is just not loyal. That's just not a loyal
Not
source.
at all. They cut your neck off. Like I got 3 of them I'm working on right now.
Now, they will sell their house to somebody for $1 more. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? For $1 more. Have an agreement and everything, and just be like, nah. Yeah, a quarter more.
Damn.
Yeah, they go.
That's bad. So that's definitely something that people need to implement, is have that memorandum and actually record it. So do you record it automatically, or do you just record it when they start acting funny?
Just when they start acting funny. Because honestly, man, I'll be honest with you, we rarely have to institute that now, because my acquisitions managers have gotten so good at rebuilding rapport. I'm good at, diffusing situations. A lot of times you deal with the memorandums when you got I don't answer my phone problem. You understand what I'm saying? You ghost people. You do things that seem a little shady. If you answer your phone, you straight up with people, you answer their questions, you build rapport with them. Why you need a memorandum? You don't need it. And I'll be honest with you. We don't need it in most cases. We really don't.
Yeah, and that's why I'm a big advocate of asking at least 50 questions. If you ain't asked 50 questions, you ain't asked enough, in my opinion, because then you know how they think, how they feel, what they're gonna do if they can't sell it to you, what they're gonna do if they're gonna list it. I mean, whatever. We know their whole thought process before we ever make an offer or lock it up. That's how I do it. So I really don't have that problem either. So let's see what we got here. I think we got a couple of questions over here. Let me see here. I see they got a bunch of stuff. Good night. All these comments in here. Nurse practitioner. Let's see here. Guys keeping amazing work. Oh, there's all kind of nurses in here. Look at that. Y'all taking over the world. Oh my goodness.
We in here. I think that's the weaker too. Yeah. Miss
Right.
Reed.
Let me see here if there's any actual questions. I see it's a lot of comments. Let's see here. New word. Let's see here. Creative finance. Let's see here. Hey, Chris, born in the STL. All right. Well, I see everybody escaped this place. A lot of people left St. Louis and went to Texas. Is Texas that much better or something?
Man, I love Texas. I love.
Are you born and raised there or what?
I was born in Cali, but I was raised in Texas. But I love Cali too, though. Cali is dope too.
You said them damn taxes too high. I'm going over here.
Way too high, man. Taxes way too high. Too many restrictions. You know, I love Texas. I love Texas.
I'm in Houston. Would like to learn more. There you go, Sally. You right in the market.
Yes, indeed.
So how do people hit you up? I guess how do they contact you or get your documents? You said something about you had some documents.
The best way is on my website. You can go to byroninvestor.com and then on IG. You know what I mean? IG, I'm pretty active on there. You know, I'm real active on IG for the most part in terms of my DMs. I don't post that much. I need to post more, but you know, but yeah, I'm pretty active on there. It looked like somebody said, what kind of deals do you need memorandums for? I would say pre-foreclosures. You definitely need memorandums for pre-foreclosures. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
Yeah, you need memorandum for pre-foreclosure and let me see, what is their question? I got so many things over here. Let's see here. Comment. They asked, let's see here. You said what was the question?
Somebody asked what kind of deals. I would say
okay, what kind of deals do you need memorandums for the most if you have to say? So yeah, those pre-foreclosures. Anybody that seem desperate, because see, that's even one of my questions when I ask people, are there any other buyers that's looking at this property? Oh yeah, I got 3 more people making offers. Oh, we got one of them kind. See that, you know, when you ask the right questions, they'll tell you most of the stuff you need to know if you're dealing with somebody who might just take that dollar more.
Exactly. And key word he said was desperate. When people are desperate, you know, yeah, it's no brakes on what they're gonna do, man. Take it out the window. You know what I mean? And they'll do anything, man. They'll do literally anything.
Yeah, they'll go in a heartbeat. Yeah, those pre-foreclosures and anybody, you know, sometimes it depends on how they found me. So I know if somebody found me off the website, I'm on high alert. You gotta hit them back quick, lock them up quick, do everything quick. Because when they go on that Google, they're gonna hit all 5 websites. And we on the top page. I think we number 7 now in St. Louis. Hey, we're moving up on the first page. But there's some people up there before me, and you know, they probably hit all of them before they got to me, and somebody probably gonna come in and try to knock up a deal and do something out. So that now, if they call in on a bandit sign, chances are I don't really have too much competition on those. So a lot of times it just depends on how we find them. If we just cold called them and they wasn't expecting it, I don't expect a lot of other buyers to be looking at it because nobody else was really calling them or hitting them up. Possibly, you know. Would you agree with any of that?
100%, 100%. And the main thing, like he said, just desperation. And you'll find, man, like a lot of the sellers that we deal with are not desperate. I mean, you know, I've literally, you know, assigned a lot of houses from millionaires. You know, they own multiple properties, but you know, for whatever reason, this one don't fit. They, you know, whatever, you know what I mean, and they get rid of it. So you'd be surprised how many people sell houses for whatever reasons that they sell them for. I never that's another big thing I'm not big on is mind reading. Mind reading end up being your version of excuse making. So I don't get into the mind reading and I don't try to understand everything, why people do what they do. Look, man, just get the deal done and stop telling me what that seller ain't gonna go for. I just know it. They ain't gonna go for this. You don't know.
You don't know what they gonna do. They still blow me away.
Yeah.
We had a house under contract for $95,000. They owed $120,000 on it. They said they're gonna bring $25K to close on the sell their house. Blow me away still to this day.
You understand what I'm saying? So stop with all of the, oh, I know he ain't gonna go for that. I ain't gonna, man, ask your questions. Ask your questions. Go for the number you need. Stop making excuses. Stop talking yourself out of money. All of that, man. Just go and get the deals done. Straight up.
Simple as that. They say, okay, Robert says over here, how much is that new contract on your site on byrontheinvestor.com?
All of them are cheap, man. I think it's maybe about 20 some dollars or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna go buy one of them. That's cheap enough for me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't, I'm trying to help people, man. But at the same time, I got to make it make sense, to some degree, make it pay for itself.
Makes sense. Houston is where it's at. All right. Rachel Barrett out in California says, can you talk a little bit about owner financing?
Sure. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you need help on? So owner financing is great. I think that's the new wave for investors. If you savvy enough in finding private money, our new strategy is going to be connecting money, right, with notes. We're going to get people to purchase notes, and then we're going to get the people to move into the houses. So what we want to do is we're going to get people with money, okay? Whether that be a 401k, people just sitting on all kind of money. And anybody that want to make 9% on their money, and back it by real dirt and wood and bricks, right? And then we're going to connect those people and with home buyers that want to live in properties. And I believe we're going to make millions and millions upon dollars. And that market is just completely untapped. Nobody even know about it. I mean, have you even heard of that before?
They don't even know
serious. Brian probably gonna shoot me all the way from Europe. He in Europe right now. He can probably shoot me all the way from Europe just for sharing that information.
For mentioning it. Yeah. Yeah, because we got 68 people watching live right now. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, a like, or a share, what you waiting on? Give it a thumbs up, tap that screen, do something mean. So I know you just mentioned 401k. I know a lot of those people who probably should have jumped out before this coronavirus stuff hit, and now they lost all that money. They should have put it in that real estate.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Should have jumped in, but they messed up there. Let's see here. Raheem say, I'll be in Houston at the end of March. Let's grab a beer and talk real estate if you have time.
Let's do it, man. You
got an event or something coming up in March, matter of fact?
We had an event coming up March the 12th, man. Show up. It's going to be at the Bria. We also got another event that we doing with Real Estate Diddy and Real Estate Subtlety, Keith and Lenny, in April. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be like a mastermind / meetup in April. I think that's going to be very valuable. They're
going to be in Houston too?
Yeah, they coming to Houston, man. And then Brian got a little housewarming party. We're going to be doing, for the new house he just got. So Keith and Lenny and them coming down for that. We're going to throw an event at the same time. So that's going to be super dope.
Y'all got all the fun down in Houston, man. Yeah, I got to come on down to Texas. I got to come visit more often.
You got to come, man.
All right. So let's see here. Somebody over here on Facebook asked, what are some quick questions you or your VA to ask to build rapport?
Ooh, it's a good one. I love this one. See, the first and most important question. Hey, Mr. Seller, I was wondering, can you tell me a little bit of the reason why you looking to sell this property and how can I help you do that? That's a powerful question, because understanding why they want to sell. And then another question, excuse me, Mr. Seller, it looks like this is a pretty nice property. I was wondering, why is it a reason why you haven't listed this with a realtor? You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. Seller, I would love to take this property on, you know what I mean? But tell me this though. What can you tell me when was the last time you redone the kitchen in this property? When was the last time you did the roof? Questions like that. And I honestly ask a bunch of questions. I don't really do too much talking. I'm asking critical questions to find out. And then after I get those house questions out the way, I'm asking personal questions. I want to know about the family. I want to know So you got to. So you saying your husband just like, oh, okay. So why is it a reason? Did you and your husband split up as a result of the house, or was it, what was going on with that?
So you digging for some pain and feel like
all of the pain. I'm going for every pain point I possibly can find, because once I gather that pain, I'm gonna structure my deal using the same things that I learned from the pain. And that's how I'm gonna ask my offer. I'm gonna say, well, Mr. Seller, you told me that you just recently went through a divorce, and you're saying your husband or your wife has been giving you all kind of problems with this house. That's the reason why you haven't listed it with a realtor. Is that correct? You know what I mean? Oh, okay. So the reason why you haven't listed it with a realtor is because of this, and you said that you were looking to get this. So tell me this, Mr. Seller, is it a reason why you haven't just gotten the money and fixed this house up yourself? I mean, what's the reason?
To tell you all the reasons why they can't do this other stuff and bring them closer to you.
Exactly. And then I just regurgitate everything that they said. Now, let me tell you the power of regurgitation. When you regurgitate everything that person said, that person loves you because they feel like you have actually listened to them. Most people, from a psychological standpoint, I think honestly, when I go on appointments, they probably appreciate the fact that somebody has intimately listened to them, intimately put them first and their needs and issues first, more than they care about the price I'm getting on that house in a lot of cases. Now, sometimes people care about the numbers, but I can tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, when you put people first and you give people a platform to spew all of their problems, all of their issues onto you, and you intimately soak that stuff in and not judge them, it just does. It's so powerful in sales. I've never seen anything more powerful than that, honestly.
So I heard a saying come out to say rapport bought more houses than cash ever will, or something like that.
It ever will. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact.
So it's so important to build rapport, ask good questions, let them talk. The more they talk, the more they're going to trust you, the more they're going to know you, the more they're going to feel like they know you, and they're going to trust you. And then, sometimes it ain't always about the money. We may be thinking, oh, it's all the money, man. They ain't going to do it. You don't know what these people thinking. I just left an appointment today where the lady said, yeah, I said, what you going to do if you can't sell it? I'm just going to let the bank take it. Whoa. No, you're not. Sign right here.
We got options.
Yeah, we got options, baby. Don't be letting no bank take no houses and all that stuff. Because it ain't nothing, it need a little bit of fix up handyman stuff, but it's little stuff. Somebody can move right into this 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Exactly.
Dude, so it's like, you gotta ask good questions and see what's going on. Robert Murrell Jr. says, any courses coming out?
You know what? I would say no, and I'm gonna say yes. Okay, so I would say no in the sense of where, I ain't trying to just do no courses necessarily on wholesaling. I feel like it's a lot of free information out there. If I'm gonna do a course, it's gonna be on something I really feel like it's gonna add value, and I would want to get it out to the masses in a way where I can help people. Honestly, I feel like if we're gonna do a course, it's gonna be on what we're doing, the systems that we're using to have a virtual business. I really feel like the business that we're developing right now we're not only are we going to be more profitable than all of these big wholesalers that you see out here when these big offices, we're going to have the absolute. This is going to almost be a passive business. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I can legit pull up my KPIs, right, from anywhere in the world and run this business. And listen, the last least 50 properties that we sold, I've never seen. I've never laid my eyes on. Do you understand the power of that? I've never seen them. Never. I couldn't tell you any detail. I couldn't tell you any detail about that property whatsoever. Facts.
And is that more because of the systems that you already got up, or is it just because you do a lot of virtual?
It's the systems. It's more than virtual. See, a lot of people, they say, okay, the virtual, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that the virtual is great but you're still hands-on. You're still hands-on. See, I'm not hands-on. You know what I'm saying? Not on the real estate side. where I'm hands-on is on the leadership side. Okay. I'm hands-on the leadership side. But when it comes to going to properties, I'm not going to no properties. I don't know what they look like. I don't have any dealings with sellers or buyers.
Now there you go. Now that's how you do it. That's the smart way to go.
I have a contact with numbers and reports.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. So for me, having that level of freedom to where I have a wholesale business that is as passive or close to as passive as a rental.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm trying to systematize our business to a level of.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. I mean, the systems make everything. So that's kind of what I did coming into the game. I knew right out the gate, I want good phone systems. I want good website. You know, I want good basic things to keep the deals flowing. I don't just want to get in as a side hustle. I've been hustling all my life. I'm like, how can I set up a system where that thing just keep bringing in deals and keep bringing in leads and keep bringing in money?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Right now, I think we found it. And that's no gas. That's no hyperbole. Listen, we put up over 6 figures last month, and I didn't see not one house. I didn't talk to not one seller. I didn't talk to not one buyer. You understand me? I've been on vacation. I've been going to real estate conferences, still closing deals over 6 figures.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about right there. That'll make you get up off your seat. There you go. So it looks like Dominic has a question over here. Look like some numbers. Case study. If a seller owes $80,000 and a house is worth $130,000 but needs $20,000 to rehab, at what price would I wholesale this subject to? Well, first question, Dominic, I would ask you, why would you wholesale it? Why wouldn't you just be taking the house down? First thing. Secondly, there's some other numbers that are going to be that's missing in here. What is your exit strategy? Only just subject to wholesale this subject to, or is it to get it and sell it to an end buyer and let them worry about those $20,000 in repairs? Because $20,000 is really not that much as far as repairs. That's something that could be handyman fixes all throughout a house. Exactly. Maybe one major thing or something, but that could be light work when you really look at it. I mean, what do you think about this?
Exactly, 100%. And another thing I'm asking, as soon as I see a deal that tight, I'm asking, what's the monthly payment? What's the PITI with everything included? Because ultimately, that's what's going to determine whether or not this is going to be on a finance wrap, or you're going to have to find a subject to investor. Because if that payment is extremely high and it's outside of what the normal rental rate is, right, then selling it as an owner finance wrap or selling it as a rental, keeping it may not make sense. So whenever the numbers get tight, then you have to dig deeper into the numbers and find out exactly what that rental rate is and what you paying on a monthly mortgage. Because if you only got a spread of maybe like 150, and we got a new exit strategy that we're using right now where we are assigning our deals back to the seller.
What?
So it's a new strategy that we're doing that me and Brian have been working, and it's crazy. We just closed $30,000 in deals just this past month, where we assign the deal right back to the same seller.
So are they bringing some money or something, or how they doing it?
All right, this is beautiful.
It's gonna get juicy. You see the flames in the background, y'all.
And I don't even know if I'm supposed to be putting this out there, but I'm finna help somebody today. Listen to this. So what we do is, right? So we find a buyer, okay? Because we got tons of buyers, especially if it's an owner finance buyer. It's tons of them, right? We get that owner finance buyer. Say, for instance, that house is worth, let's say $100,000, right? No, let's say it's worth $130,000. We get that buyer to come in with a $20,000 down payment, okay? That buyer's ready to move in. They're ready to do what it do, right? So what we do is we go ahead and set up that deed of trust, right, for the seller, right? Because say, for instance, if the numbers are tight, if the numbers are greater than, like, let's say 300, then we'll take it down ourselves and we'll wrap that mortgage, keep it, and we'll keep that $300 a month. If the numbers are tighter than that, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and wrap it for the seller, okay? And then we'll go back to say, Mr. Seller, I don't think this is a deal that we gonna want to buy, but I got an option for you. I got a buyer that's willing to come into this property, and he said, and I can get him to give you $2,000-$3,000 and up front right now when we close. I know you're in a situation, and you told me that your wife is divorcing you and that you are in a pre-foreclosure situation and you needed some money to do what you needed to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you the money to take care of this, and we're gonna help you with the moving costs, Mr. Seller. And then we also gonna put you in a situation where you can get $150-$200 a month off of this person that we putting in here, and you ain't got to fix no toilets. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to this is their house, and you got a deed of trust. If they default, right, then what we're going to do is we're going to come back, and then we're going to get you another buyer that's going to come in and give you another $2,000 or $3,000, okay? And then we're going to get you to get that monthly payment rolling again too. How does that sound, Mr. Seller?
You just solved all their problems. And so you eat that extra 15, 16, 17 grand on the front end.
No, we take this 15. We take the 15.
Right.
We take that 15 at closing, right?
Right.
We give them that 150 a month.
Mm-hmm.
We wrap the deal for them. We do everything. We put the whole deal in a boat, and we go through a mortgage servicing company that does the whole deal. All they do is just collect their payment. That's it.
So this sounds like extreme wholesaling.
Yes. We'll sell right back to the same seller.
Extreme wholesaling back to the original seller. But the only way that works is they got to drop a nice juicy down payment. That seller got to be cooperative and say, yeah, I don't see no other options. I'll sign anything.
Exactly. And
but it's really providing value though.
It's providing tremendous value because now this seller is getting a payment, a monthly payment on his property, right? If the buyer defaults, we got a deed of trust in place. Again, paperwork makes the paperwork. It's key that you got to have a deed of trust because now the deed is held with a trust. Therefore, you don't have to go through the foreclosure process through the courts. You can bypass the court, right, and foreclose with a newspaper and just do a regular eviction and get that person right on up out of there. I just help somebody. I just help somebody. So that's the critical key to having that deed of trust in place whenever you do an assignment back to that same seller.
Wow. Now that's fire. That's flames right there. So if, like I said, if this video is giving y'all any type of value, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, and make sure to support my bro. ByronTheInvestor.com is his website. And let me see if we got a couple more questions. We're about an hour in here. Let me see what we got here. Tech Lady says, yes, regarding the 401k is a rich dad strategy. Maybe. Well, yeah, they do the self-directed IRAs and stuff like that. Let's see here. What else we got here? Let me see. I'm definitely gonna have to be there in April. That's right. Be down there.
Yeah.
All right. Rachel has something long here to say. Let's see. Honestly, I have no idea how to make owner financing work. I like to do rent to own with owner financing and put a tenant in the property to cover the rent and the pocket spread. Well, I'll tell you one way to learn it, Rachel, is go to the free Facebook group called Woke Real Estate Investors on Facebook. There's a whole bunch of videos in there. Go to wokerealestate.com above my head there. About 120 free videos on there, free playlist, learn it all. Check out my brother, ByronTheInvestor.com. I'm sure you got some content on there, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Anything else does she need to do?
And some more, I would say do it. So for me, when it comes to owner finance investing, you got to be careful with what you want. I would this is the thing. So this you got two strategies with owner finance, right? One is you want to be a landlord, okay? That's a strategy. Now, me personally, I'm gonna tell you, like the only time I'm gonna want to be a landlord is when I'm in a non-appreciating market. So what I mean by that, if I'm in an area where I don't think the value of the property is going to be increasing no more than 7 to 10%, right? Then that's an owner finance market where I don't want to rent the property. I want you to own the property and just pay me a spread from a owner finance wrap. Okay, a creative finance deal. Now, if it's an area like the ones that I'm buying in the middle of Houston, close to downtown, where it's rapidly gentrifying, then I'm gonna rent those properties. Okay, so two different things. And you have to ask yourself, what is more important to you? Do you want to own? Do you want to keep the property for appreciation, or do you want to just sell the property on a finance route and just collect the passive income from it? So that's critical to know.
So you got to know your way out before you even get in the deal.
Exactly.
Get that exit strategy down. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yes,
so let me see here. Who else we got here? A bunch more questions here. What's up, Terry Garrett? Now that's some gems right there. What up, bro? Out in California too. So you got them worldwide tuning in. My phone smoking. Byron dropping bombs. That's right, John Lewis.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Let's see here. That's the goal right there. Yep, that passive cash flow. Byron, how many people were you leading by yourself, if any, before you partnered up?
So I had a full team before Brian came on. But I feel like when I partnered with Brian, being that he has a bigger brand authority, he was definitely, his presence and his natural leadership and like people skills, like he just has great people skills just in general. I feel like he was able to bring more out of the people that I already had, kind of, is in a weird way. So where I struggled when I started with, expanding is I'm a numbers guy. I'm more of a systems guy. Like that's where I thrive mostly. But the issue when you're like that, sometimes you can set limits on yourself. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, it's like when you heavy on numbers, you're a factual driven person. So sometimes that limits you, if that makes sense, because you're looking at it like, okay, I've done the numbers, this makes sense, so why should I do this? But when you have somebody like a Brian who's not necessarily as much into the systems and it got to make sense on the numbers, they just come in and just say something crazy, and you be like, you try to make the systems fit the crazy thing that they just said. You understand what I'm saying? So it was almost like he brought in more of a radical approach when it came to the marketing. His ideas were a lot more radical than mine were, a lot more aggressive than mine was.
It expanded your mind a little.
It expanded my mind. And whenever that happened, man, we just saw, crazy growth. I was doing good, I was doing good by myself, you know what I mean? But whenever we partnered and he was doing good, the problem what he was lacking was in the systems, in the numbers, in the details, so when we connected, it was just like, okay, something just happened here. Something really just happened. You know what I mean?
Automatic claims.
Yeah. And
so how important is that to actually partner up? Do you think people should just be a loner, or should they be seeking out good partners, even if they're in another market or if they're in the same market? What do you think about that?
I'm actually against partners. I'm against partners. Brian is against partners. I'm absolutely against partners because I truly believe most partnerships that people get into are comfort partnerships. Okay? And to me, if you get into a comfort partnership, you're just defeating your own purpose. Because what's going to happen is one person is going to just take the energy from the other person, and they're going to lean on the other person, and it's really not going to be a partnership. It's going to be I'm doing all of the work, and this other person is just here for the ride. And they give me emotional support from time to time. They give me I don't have to feel like I'm by myself. That ain't the reason you want a partner. You want a partner that's going to add real tangible value, or it's no need to be in a partnership. Okay. And I look at like Brian, whenever I partner with Brian, he brought something, right? Not something I created in my mind. A lot of times I see people all the time, they create these things. They be like, yeah, I needed him because, he got this style and that style. But bro, what did he bring to the business? You understand what I'm saying? What did he bring to the business in real tangible? You know what I mean? I don't know, but I hope that made sense. I hope that
Makes
made
total sense. So more so, it sounds like you were the analytical person, and he was
Yeah.
more, I guess, a people person.
Yes.
And you need all of that to make this business work.
Exactly. And I was anti-partner. He was anti-partner. Like we was friends for like a long time. We never even thought about it until we started looking at each other's business models, some of the mistakes he was making, some of the mistakes I was making. And then we was just like, you know what? This makes sense to do this because you have some of the problems that you have problems that I could fix naturally. And I have problems that you can fix naturally. So
without stressing about it or nothing. Just
exactly. And so now me and Brian have a very low maintenance relationship because we're not in each other's way. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that is the only time you should partner. And I'm naturally just against partnerships. I think that shit's whack. Like I think
so you're against it. You don't even want to get into it. I don't want no partners. Hell no.
Yeah, I think it's whack, man. I think you could do it yourself unless you can't. You understand what I'm saying? Or it's a reason that you can see growth, right? So I'm a partner with you if I see a reason for me to grow. That's it.
Not just emotional support and all.
Yeah. We homies. We been homies. Nah, bro.
You better get this business right because this is life-changing stuff right here.
Exactly.
Okay. Robert has another question. How are you figuring out repairs? Folks in the DFW are not trusting repair estimates.
We don't for that same reason. So, okay, so this is the deal. And matter of fact, we had a big argument. It was kind of an argument between our dispo and our acquisitions manager. She had time today. She had time. So here's the deal. Buyers don't trust you. They don't trust your ARV. They don't trust your repairs. They don't trust nothing that you say. Okay. So what we do is we're starting a transition to putting the things that are advantageous to us only. And we limit what we put because they're not going to trust our numbers. They're not any real buyer that really buys properties, not the looky-loos. Because listen, that's another thing. Looky-loos going to stress you out about the ARV, the real repairs, the all that old goofy shit.
Tell them go do your own damn research.
Real buyers are gonna say how much is it? How much you selling it for? They're gonna say when can I go and see the property? They gonna do all of their own numbers. Can I get my contract? They don't care what you got on that piece of paper. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're not basing it on that. A lot of times when you find yourself having to explain what your repair budget is against somebody else's, you either not dealing with a real buyer or you wasting your time.
Or you're dealing with a wholesaler trying to wholesale your deal. Exactly. You know they come out the woodwork, but I'll be like, man, you talking like a wholesaler. I say, how soon can you close? Oh, I'm closing 30 or 45 days. Man, you talking wholesale talk. Get off my phone.
So to answer your question, Robert, when we marketing that property, if the rehab is only 20 grand or less, we putting it on there, and we know that it's 20 grand or less, right? We talking about paint, carpet, a little bit of cleaning up and all that kind of stuff. That's the rehab budget we putting on there. When you talking about full guts, we ain't putting nothing on there. We ain't putting that on there because it's not gonna help us sell the property. And once you go over a certain amount, everybody's idea as to what they want to invest in a property is going to be different. It's just like right now, I'm buying a property right now, and I'm in the process of rehabbing it. I'm gonna probably spend 80 grand on it. Do I need to spend 80 grand on it? Nah, I don't need to, right? But I'm spending 80 grand because it's a rental property that I want to keep for a long time. And the things that I'm putting into the property are gonna protect it from a lot of wear and tear. Okay. So my exit strategy for spending that 80 grand when I really can spend maybe about 50, right, is worth it for me. So if you put that on your paperwork, am I really going to be looking at the fact that you got 50 or 40 grand on that? Nah. You understand what I'm saying? So once you get over a certain amount, leave it off. Or if you say, for instance, your ARV, You know what I mean? Maybe your ARV is not advantageous to the sale. Just put your price. Don't put the ARV. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we do.
Yeah, and that's how we kind of do it too. I take a bunch of pictures, a walkthrough video of the property, and we might say known repairs, needs an air conditioner, needs this. These are the known repairs. Anything outside of that, that's up to you to go find out. These are the known repairs. I don't put no numbers on repair amounts. No more. I stopped doing that a while back. Ain't no reason to, because everybody got a different price. Some people get stuff for free.
Exactly.
People got free labor. They got sons. My son, them, they do floors and they do it for free, man. I'm like, well, I can't give you no estimate on that. You're getting it done for free.
Exactly.
And you got the wood already or whatever, you know. So I don't even get them numbers. So that's a good question, Robert. Let's see here. Jarvis wants to know what systems you guys using, if you don't mind sharing.
I do mind sharing. I do.
Exactly. All of them.
I do, Jarvis. But you know what? Okay, so the systems that we use, and honestly, being that, like I said, being that we are more of a virtual style. I hate to say virtual because when I say virtual, people automatically assume that we're talking about when you hear people saying virtual, we're not doing. It's not the same. It's not the same. So because we don't have an office and everybody in our business has absolute time freedom, we have to be extremely stringent on things like our KPIs. We're tracking performance from each individual person in our company. So we know exactly what their conversion rate is, right? So what we want to know is like this. Our acquisitions managers, they need to be converting at 12% or higher, okay? So if they getting 100 leads, right, 12% of them need to become contracts, right? And then we also know that if they getting 12 contracts, then 63% of those need to, from our disposition side, need to close, right? So we know these numbers. And when you know these numbers and you can track, we also know that depending on how many offers that you give, how many live offers and appointments you get, is going to directly correlate with the amount of contracts that you get. Because a lot of times, you know, we find even experienced acquisitions managers, the first thing they're going to tell you is, yeah, I went out there, man, but I ain't make her an offer because I didn't think she was going to go for it.
Gotta make the offer.
You didn't think? I mean, so did y'all swap minds? Like, so how, I'm trying to understand, like, how do you know? You understand what I'm saying? So this is the thing. We track all of that stuff, and we've tracked it for so long that we know patterns. So we know that if you less than 12%, then you either slacking off or you need to be replaced.
Exactly. You can't stay forever. So yeah. So that kind of, you know, I mean, and like you said, it's systems you can use, and you know, you got to track those KPIs. So that's very important.
We also, again, it's more game. We also heavy on Google Docs. And Google Drive, we use that religiously because, you know, of course, everybody being all over the place, they have to use centralized, you know, documents, different things like that. We use Adobe. This is my dispositions manager hit me up right here. She just locked up another one.
Look at that. Fine, locking them down. Mondays are my favorite day. I locked up 2 today myself.
She assigned 3 contracts. She assigned 3 contracts today.
Dang. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed. You know what I mean? And I, you know, and this is not the brag, but we got, you know, damn near about 75 grand in the pipeline already. That's not including the one she just got. And that's for this week and next week.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Y'all hit it hard.
Yeah.
So to get the leads in, I mean, are you doing text messaging, ringless voicemail? What are you doing as far as
all of the above? All of the above. Now, we were real big on PPC. We put a pause on our PPC because we found more cheaper lead sources. You know what I mean? And so we put a pause on it. We still do it because we're actually one of the top producers in terms of like we rank the highest in terms of impressions in the whole city of Houston. And that was just a testament of just getting good and really paying attention to every small little detail when it comes to our PPC campaigns. You know, but we put it on pause because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're paying $100 a lead, even though they're good, but we start running into issues to where our acquisitions managers weren't getting to them fast enough. So if anybody who knows PPC leads, you know that if you're not contacting those people within, I mean, you really need to contact them within 30 minutes, honestly. Or they're on to the next. And exactly. So when you're spending that kind of money on leads, you really need to maximize them and have a system in place to really, really be able to get a hold of those real quick. And what we found was, in terms of staffing and the way we have our system set up, we have other lead sources, right, that are cheaper, and they're not as needy. And we just decided to throw more money into those lead sources.
That makes sense, because y'all know that PPC and that snail mail can get expensive, right?
Yes.
Those are the most expensive, I believe.
Yes.
We wrapped up the text messages and the ringless voicemail and the that stuff. I mean, it works. That's what I answer. Do you want to sell or you don't?
Exactly.
Makes sense. Let's see here. I don't give repair estimate at all in DFW. Exactly. Glenn say, Chris, we need to talk then. Well, if we need to talk, really easy to get me right there. Chris@wokerealestate.com. Shoot me an email.
Sure.
Let's see who else we got here. It's called down payment arbitrage. What is that about? I don't know.
That was the when we were talking about wrapping the mortgages. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Alex wants to know, how do you market to get your owner finance buyers?
I love this question. Facebook. Listen, it's a billion of these owner finance bar. Or if you're in a heavily Hispanic, any heavily Hispanic neighborhood, I mean, bro, you will not. It's more than you could ever even imagine.
It's 100 times bigger than the supply.
Yes. So you will never run out, especially in Hispanic neighborhoods. If you do any marketing in Hispanic neighborhoods, you will find that you will not have enough houses for the owner finance buyers, period.
You can't find enough of them. I would agree with that. And to add to that, also with that person that asked the question earlier about the, these owner finance type deals, 3 things you want to make sure, can you get this house for little or nothing down? Now that's where the key secret is. Little or nothing down, low monthly payments for as long as humanly possible. If you can pull them 3 off right there, we in some. Little or nothing down, low monthly payments for as long as humanly possible. You get a deal locked up like that, you got buyers begging for the deal, because it don't matter what you get down in, you ain't got nothing in it.
And it's not as hard as you would think it is. It is not hard to get those kind of deals all the time. Like, you can get those probably faster than a wholesale deal. Facts. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
They're gonna all want to switch over now.
It's just the truth. The problem is that those deals. This is the problem. That's one of the areas where the paperwork, it ain't even a question if it got to be right. It has to be perfect. You understand me? Not only the paperwork got to be perfect, your understanding of what's going on needs to be perfect. Period. There ain't no way around it, because you're in that deal for 15, 20, 30 years. So, and people have changes of heart. You know what I mean? That same person that was cool with selling you that house on a finance wrap when they were going into pre-foreclosure, it's not going to be just as cool 6 months later when they trying to buy a new house or buy a car or whatever they get into. So
exactly, you help them out of a problem. Let's see here. And Christian says, all you need is a trust. I guess he's talking about as far as when you're buying a house on a seller finance or taking over a house subject to. Do you close them in a trust, or are you doing them in an LLC?
In an LLC. So a trust is good once you stabilize the property. Okay. So this is another thing with a trust. If you use a trust, right, and you're trying to go get a rehab budget, then it ain't gonna work, because most you're not gonna be able to get hard money on a trust, okay? Because it's not, people don't recognize that as a strong enough hold on that property. So if you are going to do a trust, make sure you've done everything you've needed to do to that particular property before then. And after it's stable, then you throw it into a trust. So don't throw stuff in no trust, because sometimes a trust can make it harder for you to maneuver in a property. Once it's stable, trust. Before it's stable, just keep it in your LLC. Trust me, you good.
Okay, so that's jewels there because I close all of mine in a trust, but I don't do no repairs, so
Oh, yes,
I
you
don't
good.
repair nothing.
Yeah. You just let them move in.
That's right. They take it as is. I ain't cleaned it out or nothing. They take it as is, clean it out, bring their own dumpsters, all that. Let's see here.
Mhm.
Jay says, that's creative. Exactly. Let's see here. Rachel says, thank you. Let's see here. Nina says, keep the value coming. Thanks, you guys. That's right. All right. Are you coming out with a video on that extreme wholesaling? Nina wants to know.
I will be. I will be dropping a lot of information because I really feel like, man, I feel like we've cracked the code on passive wholesaling. And like, when you think about wholesaling and the complexity of wholesaling, to think of it as passive is like insane. And I think we've almost cracked the code of passive wholesaling. And it's nothing like what you see out here. It's some completely new, honestly.
Right. That's what it's all about. Growth and development.
Mm-hmm.
All right. James says, so on that jewel you just dropped, if they default on the loan, do you collect another down payment if they default? In other words, is that stated in your contract?
Yes. All of that is in the paperwork and it's on the deed of trust. Okay. So the way that's set up, and this is beautiful. That's a great question. The good thing is it's the good thing in the state of Texas. I can't speak for other states when it comes to the deed of trust, but Texas don't play. You know what I mean? You default on the deed of trust, like I said, you're going straight to the newspaper. You don't even have to go to the court, none of that. You go straight to the newspaper. You put that thing up for auction. You buy it back yourself and reclaim it. And then you put that thing right back on the market with a new buyer and rinse and repeat.
Easy peasy. And most people don't even show up to the court or anything. They just let it go.
Exactly. And a lot of times they deed the property right back. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone with Brian and his mom on a seller that can't make her payments no more. It's an owner finance wrap. She just gonna deed the property right back over to him.
They call that deed in lieu, right?
Yeah. So she gonna deed the property right back without even having to go through the foreclosure process. And
what about her down payment? What happened to that?
It's gone. We're gonna get a new one. Listen, when they default, that's even better because you get to collect a whole new down payment. So when people default, you won again.
Right. Okay, makes sense. All right, let's see. Marcus got some numbers in here. My buyer is at 25K and my seller is at 30K. Do you guys have some negotiating tips? Marquise, what I would say on a situation like that, if your buyer's at 25 and your seller's at 30, why is your buyer at 25? And is that the only buyer, or all your buyers coming in telling you 25 or around that range? You need to know why, so you can go back to tell the seller, hey, yeah, I had my partners look at it. They saw this patch missing out the roof. The foundation got a crack. It was a little more repairs than we estimated originally. So we can make this deal happen. In the event you can take, say, 20 or whatever number you want to go down to, and you can renegotiate like that. As a matter of fact, I just did a renegotiation on my Instagram about an hour before this started. I just did a renegotiation live on IG. Go back and watch that. And do you have some pointers for him, Byron?
Yeah, I'm coming on like this, exactly like this. I'm saying, Mr. Seller, I remember we met and we said we was gonna be at 30, and I'm gonna be honest with you. After I got with my partners, they checked out the house, and you didn't even tell us too much about the roof situation and the way that was. So we saw that, and I'm gonna be honest with you. After they saw all of the new problems with the property, they said that I don't even want to tell you what the number is, to be honest with you. I don't even want to tell you because honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like me and you built a special, rapport, and I really don't even want to tell you the number, But at the end of the day, tell me this, Mr. Seller, how tell me this, just be real with me. How close can you come to 15,000? How close can you come in?
15, that's so low. I thought I was gonna get 30. What happened? I mean, it just really hurt my heart.
I feel the same way, but I don't even want to tell you what, because this is the thing, Mr. Seller, the roof The roof is just completely whacked. The foundation is cracked right down the middle, and we didn't know that this thing is really going to be almost like a teardown. And it's pretty much I'm gonna be straight up with you. My partners will really just want to give you land value, straight up. And I told them I'm not finna go and talk to that. I'm not going and talk to that lady and tell her that I'm giving her land value for our property. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. But at the end of the day, Mr. Seller, do you think you could come? Tell me, what's the closest you can come to around 15,000? What's the closest you can come to that number?
Sound like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, that's exactly the way that conversation is gonna go.
So there you go, Marcus, and you can tell them, get them down. You got to get them down off that price after. And like I said, be sure to get more than one buyer to tell you 25. Because somebody come in at 25 don't mean, somebody else won't give 35 or whatever. Everybody different. Like the house I just assigned today. I got all these buyers because I got the house locked up for $5,000. Cheap, like you just got through saying. $5,000. I put it out for 11. I wasn't getting enough buyers. I dropped it down to 8. And then now everybody want it. So somebody finally came along. Oh, I'll give you $5,000. Somebody else said, I'll give you $6,000. My highest offer right now, $6,500. I said, all right, we good. I locked it up with them. I went back and renegotiated with the seller to get the price lower after I locked it up with that end buyer. And I told them everything that, like I said, go back and watch that video on the Instagram at Chris Monroe STL to see the exact call, how I asked the seller, some of the stuff that we're talking about right here. 100%. Good question there. John Lewis in St. Louis says, do you have to use the RMLO when originating financing?
To me, that's the best way to do it.
What is RMLO?
It's like a mortgage servicing company. You know what I mean? So here in Texas, we have a company that we use kind of like, it's called August REI, right? And what they do is they make sure that everything is in compliance with Frank. They do all of that back end legal stuff. And not only that, they make the process pretty much passive, completely passive. Because what they do is they make the mortgage payments for you, okay? They make the payments to you. They send you your payments, right? All seamless. It becomes 100% mailbox money. If the person is
a percentage for this or something, how do they go?
Like a monthly fee. It's usually about $34 bucks or so. 34. August REI.
And are they just only in Texas, you think? Or they
probably? I want to say that they service everywhere, but they primarily in Texas.
August REI or a mortgage servicing company.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. Good value there. Value. Like I said, if y'all ain't gave this video a thumbs up by now, I'm about to end the video just on you just for not doing it. Now, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, tag somebody who need to know this stuff, who wants to know this game. Let's see here. Would you wholesale in a small rural area, Byron?
We do, but we don't try to. So we absolutely exclude these areas when it comes to marketing. Because what you find is if you can't find comps, you typically can't find buyers, right? But sometimes and in some situations, we'll go ahead and take on a property. But now in this situation, we're being a lot more transparent with our sellers. We're telling that seller straight up, look, we're an investment company that buys properties all the time. We fix and flip, blah, blah, blah. But in the event of some situations, we end up having to just sell to other investors. And I'll be honest with you, most likely we'll probably be selling this one to another investor because we don't really buy in this area. So I'm telling you,
meet our buying criteria.
Exactly. It don't meet our buying criteria. So I'm being straight up with that seller and I'm locking that property up for at least 45 to 60 days, which we do that on pretty much all our properties. That's just like standard already in our contract, even though we verbally tell the seller that we're trying to get this thing done in 10, 15 days. Our contract actually has it for like 45, 60 days.
Unless it's a forever contract.
Yeah, all our contracts are forever contract.
I know that's right. I might have to change my wording on mine. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
all right. All right. Being in the oil industry helps as well as them folks test your patience on a daily. Yeah, they do. Let's see, Jay, it does. Yeah, let's see here. John say, what would make you choose owner financing over a lease option or vice versa during your dispositions? Can you do lease options in Texas? I know there's some funky rules down there.
Yeah. We can't do lease options. Yeah, I wish we could. That'd be great. That would change a lot of things, but we can't do lease options. So that's the reason why you see a lot of creative finance here in As a matter of fact, that's the reason why Brian got so heavy on creative finance, because we can't do lease options. Now we technically we can, and Brian still does them, right? But the way we do them and the way you word them is real tricky, because you only got I think it's 9 months.
Oh, okay, 9 months.
6 months, yeah. So it's not 6 months for the option, and then up to 9 months after the something weird like that. I don't do them, so I don't.
You leave them alone.
Yeah, I leave them alone completely, because once they said illegal, I said, you know what? Yeah, I ain't. And to me, it's more worth it for me to just do a rap. You get what I'm saying? Or just whatever. Yeah, it's more worth it to just not even have to deal with that headache, because they put more headaches in it than it's worth. Now, Brian, they are able to do it kind of because they're dealing with less sophisticated buyers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in the situations, they kind of, the way they have it set up is kind of like an owner finance wrap without wrapping it with like a RMLO or something like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
It's funky out here. So just stay away from lease option in Texas and do the wrap. And use a mortgage service company. And I mean, that's a jewel right there. If they can handle all the back end paperwork, they ain't got to do nothing but say, here's the buyer, here's the seller. Let me know when we're ready to close.
Exactly.
My check.
Yeah, and it's possible to do it, but I just wouldn't recommend doing it. Lease options, because it's just, unless you really know what you're doing and you got your paperwork airtight.
Here in St. Louis or in Missouri, all I do is lease option. That's my go-to exit strategy. I prefer the lease optional, because they get that check and get that passive. So yeah.
What are the buyers like? Are they hip to that?
Most of them, they love it. I mean, the very first one I did, I got a $21,000 check from. So I was like, man, I need to find. I ain't never got one that big again, but most of them are 10 grand, 8 grand, But hey, if I ain't in it, but if I buy a house for closing costs $1,100 and go sell it on the lease option for 8 to 10, hey man, and passive cash flow while I wait, I'll do them until the end of time.
Exactly.
And it's just a tenant, and they take care of the house, fix up the house, all that. So hey, if they go cash it out and go get a loan, more power to them. If they don't, they got a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever we agreed to. So it works out for now. Nobody's cashed out one yet, so we'll see how that works when we cross that bridge. All right, let's see here. I am great at both numbers and systems, but I can't do it all. I need a VA or a partner. You probably need a VA. Don't get a partner, like he said, just for that type of stuff. A virtual assistant can change your life. You have any insight on that, Byron?
Yeah, I would definitely say get you an admin type person, to help get all of that busy work off of you, so you can focus more on the business. Don't get no partner. You know what I mean? I would wait to get, if I'm gonna get a partner, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna add value 100% to your business, not somebody that you can hire. If you can hire those things off your plate, hire those things off your plate. Do not, I repeat, do not add a partner to take things off your plate. No. Hire somebody.
A partnership is just as good as a marriage. You locked in with this mofo.
Exactly.
You might have to divorce them one day.
And that's a problem. You see what I'm saying?
It gets messy.
Yeah.
So so what I would say, get you a virtual assistant. Try a site like Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, onlinejobs.ph, or maybe you can even find somebody local or somebody that just loves computer work, doing spreadsheets and skip tracing and, calling people. That's busy work. Somebody can do that for $4 to $6 an hour. Why would you be trying to waste your time doing that when you can be working on something bigger, the business, like you said,
exactly.
On the business.
Percentage of your business. Like, why would you do that? Not for that.
Makes total sense. Let's see. John says, I'm disposing a house that I know I can get a higher selling price if I own a finance, but more monthly rent if I lease option it. My owner finance sale price, it would never appraise for. So why not sell it on owner finance?
Yeah.
Is that down payment a big qualifier though?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, if you can get you a solid down payment, anytime you find yourself in that conundrum of the house may be a little too much to do a wholesale loan, your option is to do a creative finance deal. Period.
Yeah, but just make sure they got some skin in the game. Do not put them people up in there for no $2,000 and all that. You playing with fire, man. To me, you got to have some skin in the game, or I'm scared of messing with you. I talk about major systems. Everybody want to know about systems. Every system that I use and or recommend is at wokerealestate.com. Right on the marketing page, it says I need leads. Click that button. It's a whole list of stuff right there to get you every type of lead or anything you want to answer that question. Hopefully, let's see here. What advice would you give a newbie as far as sourcing deals? How did you start?
So, you know, when it comes to being a newbie, I think where a lot of people go wrong is that they try a little bit of too much. I would say find you a lead. Listen, when I first started, I did nothing but bandit signs. That's it. My only marketing was bandit signs. Why? Because I'm obsessive when it comes to numbers. That may be a problem, but I wanted to track what I was doing, and I wanted to know intimately how to be the best bandit sign guy, period. So I would find you at least a marketing channel that you 100% like, track it, right? And be the absolute best at it. And focus from there on converting those leads. The problem with a lot of newbies is they try to do way too much. It's not humanly possible to do RVM, text messaging, Facebook, PPC, all this stuff as one person. It's just impossible to do it right. To do it right, you can't do it. Okay, you're gonna just throw a bunch of money all over the place, and then you're gonna find yourself, man, at every single real estate seminar talking about, man, I ain't been able to get my first deal. You're gonna be spending all your money at all these conferences and ain't did nothing yet. You know what I mean? So don't do that. Just find something that you're good at, stick to it, keep it simple, and execute. And don't mind reading.
That's right. That's right. Simple, execute, and no mind reading aloud. So you saying basically bandit signs work. I still use bandit signs. People talk like, oh, bandit sign it, man. Bandit sign, when they call it, they ready to go.
They're ready to go.
Bandit signs don't work. And you talking about $1 a sign. You know what I mean? When you get down to them kind of prices, it's the cost of doing business, man. You know, that one sign can get you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 check.
Exactly. And, you know, I started when it was hurricane season. So I was able to, you know, it worked really good for me because it was right around Hurricane Harvey. Everything was ringing like a RVM.
Yeah, you was like, damn, that phone ringing again.
Yeah, I was confused. I had a misconception of bandit signs, like because my phone rung so much with them when I did it because it was that Hurricane Harvey. But you know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tech Lady wants to know, how do you calculate the ARV on abandoned, burned, boarded up properties? Hard to find comps.
The same way you would with any other property. So this is why I look at it. Erase, burn from your mind, erase, boarded up, erase, abandoned. And then you just find the best house on that in that market that sold however long, you know, within a month or so. And then that's your ARV. Because it doesn't matter what it looked like now. What it matters is with ARV. Well, because ARV is after repair value. So what you want to do is you want to say, how much is it, you know, does this house look like brand new? And that's your ARV.
Simple as that. How bad it look now don't have nothing to do with none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's gonna go into your factor your repair costs, but that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, hope that helps you out. Tech Lady, thanks for that question. Got a couple more before we wrap this thing up. You going on the longest stream we ever did, Byron. We ain't never did one 2 hours. We coming up on it.
They working me, man. They working me.
There you go. PPC, pay per click. Google AdWords and what? Bing and Yahoo and all that. Paying for the clicks.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. Just stole money from Mr. Krabs. I'm on the run right now. Whatever that is. Anyone else lose them? I don't know what they talking about there. Maybe they're talking to each other. Great content. That's right. Maya just closed with like 3 deals over in KC. She killing it over there. She got to come on the show too in a minute. Tell her how she turned up the game. Ain't been in the game that long. Up in KC doing deals up there. I see you. All right. Let's see here. Who else we got here? Let's see here. Man, you guys leaving a lot of gold nuggets in here. Appreciate you both Great that I found out this video was on Facebook. That's right, Carlos Reyes. He got the same name as Los.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
It's a
indeed.
lot of Carlos Reyes, I guess. Terry says he must use offer up. LOL. Hustle game strong. Maybe. Yeah, I've sold out. Well, I haven't sold them, but I've actually found leads on offer up. Let go. Facebook, on all them places. Leads are there too. That's a good source to find some leads if you don't want to spend money. Call them people that's for sale by owners. Get you some practice on the phone too.
Yes, indeed.
Let me see here. Look at that. John doing stuff quick. He said, I just called August and they don't serve Missouri. Damn, you quick, boy. Try to do like me. I was going to do. At least you took care of it.
Listen, they do have other companies that do it. I know they have other companies. We just use them because they just here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's other companies that do the same thing. Look up mortgage servicing companies. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, I think one of them is escrow serve without escrow SERV. I think is another one. I'm not sure if they do everything that he was saying, but I know that is another mortgage servicing company that might work out for you, John, in St. Louis. Are y'all doing creative deals in other markets? What has that experience been? Jay wants to know.
Nah, we not. We only doing them in our market. And the reason why, for me, I can only speak for me, is because look, man, them laws get too sticky. You know what I mean? And like I like to know what the hell I'm doing when I do something. So I just stick to where I'm at when it comes to creative, because like I said, creative deals are a marriage. It is not a wholesale deal, and I like to overly emphasize that because I don't want you guys to go out here and get yourselves in trouble. Look, Brian has been sued or threatened to be sued. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Doing those types of deals. I don't think he ever really been in a real one where he lost big money. But I'm just saying it's not all peaches and cream when you're doing a creative deal. So be careful with that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's why we close all deals through a real estate attorney. Even when we buying it and even on a lease option, we close through a real estate attorney. Even though it's not required, we do everything through a real estate attorney that gives a third party. And if I did mess up somewhere, if I'm going down, they coming with me.
Straight up.
With gasoline draws on, we all going down, baby. I ain't going by myself. Somebody coming with me. And that's like having a free attorney when something do kick off that ain't right.
Exactly.
And they pay for that. So let's see here. We got a couple more questions, I think. All right, let's see. How long does it take for Byron to foreclose and take back a property in Texas from the time that they default? I'm in Georgia, and it's pretty quick here from what I heard.
Yeah, it's pretty quick here too. Honestly, we ain't had to do it. Like a lot of times, like I said, they just leave on their own. They leave on their own. And matter of fact, like I said, Brian just did one. We was just talking about one a day. And the sellers just leaving. They just leaving. Again, you'll find a lot of these buyers, they ain't that sophisticated like that. They don't really just put up a big fight. A lot of times if they know they can't pay, you know what I mean? They just leave. You know what I mean?
They can't pay, they can't stay.
Exactly. So,
and another thing I would add to that is be a good, talk to them. If you know that they can't pay for it, even if you got to give them $500 to help them get up out the house, it would be worth it having you go through a process and doing all that. Hey man, let me help you get up out of. Let me send you some movers over there. Let me help you get out my house if I have to. I would do it because I know the other way is the long way. I don't want to go through no courts, like he said earlier. I don't want the government in my face.
The good thing about Texas, we don't even have to go through the court.
Yeah.
So so the answer to that question is it's really whatever your deed of trust specifies as what they can and can't do. So if you say if they default on 1 month, that's what it is. In the state of Texas, that's just what it is. And you could put it in the newspaper as a foreclosure, and that's it. That's all you got to do.
Notice. And you might mess around and find a buyer like that. Another buyer to want to buy the house because they saw your notice in the newspaper.
Exactly. But again, I don't even think Brian has ever really had to do it, honestly. Never really had to do it. With all the deals he got. So.
All right, she says, thank you. What does your bandit sign say on them? Alex wants to know.
Nurse buys houses. I wish I can go grab one. We don't even use bandit signs no more. But yeah, nurse buys sick houses. That's exactly what it says. Nurse buys sick houses. People love it.
Wow. So we have a few out that say we buy houses, but we stopped putting those out. We have them. Most of them now say sell your house for full price and a phone number. Sell your house for full price. That gets calls in from people like, hey, yeah, I owe too much on it. Can you buy? And then we're into that creative conversation. And I don't care what your thing is. If you want to sell, I got about 5 ways to buy. Which way you want to sell it to?
Exactly.
So that's been very effective. Sell your house for full price. What up, Aaron? Say Tampa in the house.
Yeah.
All right. Terry wants to know what marketing is best to find for owner finance deals and subject to deals. Bandit signs, possibly.
Yeah, bandit signs. I would say foreclosures. If you want owner finance subject to foreclosures, of course, absentee owners just work for everything. That's just a mixed bag because that's some of the best owner finance deals because a lot of them be free and clear. Tax liens, that's another one because a lot of those properties are owned free and clear and they just behind on taxes. And if you get one of them, man, you could probably pick it up for just the taxes down payment and shit, you know what I mean? And just take it over. So
easy money. Christian say he's seen your signs all around Houston, bro. He's seen your signs. Okay. I guess you got a street team out there.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's see here. Carlos, ooh, that's long. Not bashing, just like to know what you using, PropStream or Propelio. You both probably use both. LOL, seriously, but I'm a newbie and I've only done 2 deals on my personal homes, buying and fixer-uppers and reselling a couple of years, living in them, but I would like to pursue wholesaling. So he says, what do you prefer, PropStream or Propelio?
I'm gonna mess you up. Neither. I don't use neither one of them. But I mean, I don't use neither one of them. But yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. So I don't know. I've heard good things about them. I just don't use them. So when it comes to leads, so this is my rule of thumb. If you use it, it depends on what you're using it for, right? If you're using it for leads, just know this: the closer to the source is always the best. Okay, so anytime you're dealing with any service provider for a lead, and this is one of the things that I learned from Brian. Again, more aggressive marketing. So so this is the thing. So say for instance, you use PropStream for your leads, right? You got to understand that lead came from a source. It was filtered, watered down, then it went to PropStream. By the time they filter it again and do whatever they do to make it make sense for the end consumer, which is you, to make it look pretty, they filtered it again and messed with it again. And then not only has time passed, but the fruit of it is gone. It's extracted. The good stuff a lot of times get extracted. So the closer you can get your lead source to the source is better. So that's the reason why we don't use third, fourth, and fifth party providers of anything.
Right. It makes sense. You said that is going down the line, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
So not only is the information going to be old, it's going to be, is all of the good, the sweet's going to be gone. You know what I mean?
It's possible. Yeah, and every market is different. I do use PropStream, and if you do want to check it out, get the free trial right there, wokesource.com for a free trial for PropStream. We just use it to pull lists instead of going on to List Source or one of those places. Because, for that $97 a month after the free trial, I can pull 10,000 leads. That's more than enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, especially if we're only working one market. I mean, it's a struggle for me to pull 10,000 leads. We might only pull 5,000 or 6,000 leads a month and still have all those left over, and don't do anything with them. So, I use it for that. I don't use it for comps necessarily because a lot of people may say, oh, their comps don't work over here. Man, you should be able to go find your own comps. All you need is some houses to sold and be able to see what the kind of condition they were in. You can find that on Redfin, sometimes on Zillow, another site, icomps.com, and some other places. So, like I said, I use PropStream just to pull lists, absentee owner, vacants, all of that. And matter of fact, next week, we'll be on with Burton from PropStream going over stacking lists and some other new stuff that they just released next Monday night at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. So let me see what else we got here. Any more questions? Because we get ready to get up out of here. We've been on here almost 2 hours. You going for the record? All right.
I saw signs around Houston, man. Some of them still be up. That's funny.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. And some signs last forever. I'll be like, dang, they still calling me from there.
That's the ones on them poles, but you put them high up on them poles, bro, they stick around.
That's right. That's right. So where you get your leads from? Yep, we just said that. Perfect answer. You need to be the source of the lead. Yep, you want to get them as close as possible.
Yes,
Tiffany says, interesting, down in Atlanta. Maya, thanks. That's icomps.com. That's one source. So what is the best practice you recommend to scrub a raw list from the courthouse?
we do a bunch of scrubbing of raw lists, and that's the ugly part about it, is that we do get raw lists. So we have our I call him a virtual employee because it's like he's more than an assistant. He's really an employee. So he scrubs all of our courthouse data. And we also go to like foreclosurehouston.com and places like that. Because again, we like to get that information as close to the source as possible. So we're going to the courthouse, water lists. We getting, you know what I mean? All that stuff. So a lot of times here in Houston, the files be so big that they use Access, Microsoft Access. You have to convert those files from Access to Excel, and it can be a pain if you don't know what you're doing. So a lot of the sources I end up having to scrub. Some of them I just start the process of the scrub myself because I know how to manipulate the data from Access to Excel. And once I get it to Excel, I just send it over to them and let them do it. Because a lot of people don't know how to work Access. That's
yeah.
You
got to do Access, then the Excel, then to a CSV file. I'm like, golly, that's too much stuff, man.
Exactly.
And that's
if you want to know how to convert files from Access to Excel and then over to CSV, you just go on YouTube. It's on YouTube. But I just haven't gotten to the point where I like explaining that, so I just do it myself. And then I just send it to the VA after the fact.
That's right. So what I do is I created about 75 internal training videos for the company where a virtual assistant can just get plugged in, go watch the video and see how to do some task step by step easy. So that's how I kind of do it because I don't want to keep repeating that stuff. So like I said, we got about 75 videos that just say, here, this is how to do this step by step, and they can go watch the video. And if they have a question, come back and answer. Thanks for those thumbs up, by the way. So Byron, we about to wrap this thing up. Give the family something tangible they can go do, some closing remarks, some powerful something that they can take off and take action and make this business happen for them. Man,
I would say, the main thing is keep it simple, right? Definitely keep it simple. If you're starting out, don't feel like pressure to go and do everything just because you hear different gurus and different people talking about this is the new hottest thing. Don't just jump on every single wave. Don't jump on every single wave. All marketing works. It all works. You just need to become an expert in one. Track your numbers. This is another thing that a lot of people don't do, especially at the beginning. But trust me, if you get good at tracking your numbers, you're going to be real good at expanding your team. If you're not tracking your numbers, you don't know where you need people or how you can utilize people. So track your numbers, keep it simple, and don't mind read. Go out there, make your offers, and get to the business of doing real estate instead of the business of looking like a real estate investor. And that goes from business cards on down. Like, you don't need none of that. You don't even need a LLC, none of that. Don't get caught up in trying to look like the part. Get caught up in doing the business, and that's generating leads, converting leads, selling leads. Selling contracts, period.
Now that's straight truth. I just got through talking to somebody about that exact same thing. I said, so what are you doing, on your business? I'm going to go get my LLC next week, man. You don't need no LLC. Get a deal. I don't want to do no LLC talk.
Exactly.
You can get that with your first deal money if you need to. Get you a deal. So I appreciate you, Byron. ByronTheInvestor.com. That's his website. Let me put it back up on here. So what's on his website that people can see?
So you can book consultations, private consultations with me if you want to. I need to update that because I don't have the time to do it as much as I be wanting to. But I'm gonna open up some more time slots for people to book. Also, you can get paperwork. You can get your paperwork from me on there. I do events, different things like that. That's going to be on there as well. Yeah, man, check it out, man. Hopefully it can add value to whatever you're trying to do.
That's right. That's right. So ByronTheInvestor.com is his website. Follow him on Instagram at Byron the Investor. Any other social media you on?
YouTube. I'm getting ready to start my YouTube channel. I've been neglecting that, but I'm getting ready to start that. And also on the website, you want to subscribe because I do give away a lot. I do a lot of freebies. And so you definitely want to subscribe to my website. That way you'll hear about it whenever I do give the freebies. So just like right now, I'm getting ready to announce that all of the people that bought my original assignment agreement, I'm going to give that to the new one to them for free. So y'all just heard that right here. So all of the people that bought the original, you're going to get the update one for free. So
automatic, just look at that, automatic giver, just a giver.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right. Any other final words you want to give the family before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff?
Man, do some deals and tag me in them, man. I want to celebrate your success. And it makes me look like, I'm helping people. So I like that. You know what I mean? So definitely tag me in it. I want to celebrate with you. And that's it, man. That's it.
That's right. I didn't mean to ask you too. So you say you're doing Houston around, or do you do all over Texas?
Mostly Houston and surrounding areas. I'd probably say maybe about 100 miles around Houston. So 100, 200 miles.
Okay.
Now we do stuff in Louisiana as well. But like I say, when it comes to the stuff that we're marketing for, is mostly right where we are. Because Houston is real big, man, and all these areas around here, man, million cities around here, it's more than enough for just what we doing right here.
It's enough concentration right here. The traffic, huh?
But we are planning on expanding to the whole southern region. But again, that's going to be in time. I say probably by next year we'll definitely be in the southern region, if not national. 2021
is your year, huh?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, bro. I appreciate you coming on, adding value to everybody. Like I said, if this video give y'all any type of value, be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. Just share it on over straight into some Facebook group. Share somebody like, hey, yeah, check this out. They talk for 2 hours about all kind of cool stuff. I know some value dropped in here because I even learned something. That's why I do these interviews and stuff, because I want to know some stuff too. Like, hey, how do I know? Answer y'all questions, all of that good stuff. So thanks again, Byron.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right. So that's how we're going to do it, family. Make sure, like I said, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. And if you are looking to get any type of contracts, cool gear, or coaching, make sure you check out the website, wokerealestate.com. wokerealestate.com. Everything you need there. Also, if you want to get the free JV agreement, the free joint venture agreement, all you got to do is text JV to 31996. Text JV to 31996 if you want to work with other wholesalers, other real estate investors, or you're working with real estate agents, anything. We just did a deal with this document up in Virginia where it was multiple parties. Everybody got their share of the deal to get their piece of the pie, that humble pie, like my boy Byron just said, humble pie, get a slice. So make sure you do that and check that out. So just text JV to 31996. And like I said, next week we'll be on 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be talking about how to find quality data nationwide, how to stack your list for maximum efficiency. That's next Monday night, March the 9th, right back here at the same time. Also, the following week, like I said, we'll be on with Chris Rude, Real Estate Rude. Make sure you're tuned in for that. How to get the deals, how to get the skills to get the deals, because you know it takes skills, baby. We're going to talk about that. He out of Louisiana doing big deals down there. Also, we got Real Estate Diddy coming up on March the 30th. That's my bro out of Alabama. You know, they're doing a lot of deals. Did $1.5 million in real estate last year. They're going to probably top that this year. Probably going to get up to over $2 million. So we want to get around some heavy hitters and pick their brain. Master negotiator right there. Definitely want to get him on the line to get some lines from him. And if we want to keep it simple, come on back to Wholesaling Houses for Newbies. We'll be on with Corey Nicole on Monday, April the 6th. 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Bang that bell if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Periscope. And also, if you haven't already, join the free Facebook group, Woke Real Estate Investors on Facebook. It's a free Facebook group where you can come in and ask your questions as you're working on deals. You got many people in there providing value, me and others. If you have a deal, you're like, hey, I'm stuck on this point. Give us the numbers or whatever. Give us the information. We try to help you get through the deal for free. Woke Real Estate Investors on Facebook. So we got plenty of free resources. So it's really no excuse not to get in the game. Get in the game and make that change. All right. So I hope this value is valuable for you all. All right, so about to get up out of here and do some more woke stuff. Follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, and YouTube. Don't forget to be up to YouTube. Chris Monroe STL there. Free videos on that. So do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. Peace out.
And we have. And we have. And we have. Mr. I stay woke.